TWR presents your daily video with the best market news, signals, and alerts. TWR simply is your one-stop shop. TWR Wednesday Sitrep. Activate your 2-day trial of TWR All Access on the Discord platform. Stay tuned at the end for upcoming products and services. TWR Alert Update. All right, so it started off very well with some of our overnight killers. Roku absolutely destroyed it, almost going 2x. We were able to take that from 80 to 145 on an overnight killer. AMD almost pushed for the 3x before it ended up taking the cascading dump, but we were able to catch that one. So 57 to 142, again, that was another overnight killer. A swing trade from earlier in the week, QCOM. We'd been sitting on this for a little bit. Decent little push that we finally got after an average down earlier yesterday, 41 to 70. We went ahead and closed out the position, and we didn't want to let it slip. So once we close out main position, always put that stop loss above break even, making it risk-free. This was a previous one that we had been eating off of a while. We only had runners in this one. As you can see, it was an overnight killer from way back. We had 62 to 120. It ended up 2xing, and we just been eating as we go along on it. We ended up closing out full position. It was a fantastic round trip trade. All in all, Roblox absolutely did a fantastic job making some money for us. And the big mamma jamma for us, crowd. This absolutely smashed everything. We didn't think this was going to do as much damage as it did, but the 160 call paid the bills today. 63 to 256, and that was good for over 300%. And finally, CVX, we ended up scaling out of this. This one's been a little frustrating because it looks just ripe to break out, but it's not wanting to peak and push further out of the flag. So we ended up taking a little bit here. We got in at 40, trimmed at 45, trimmed again at 50, hoping that we catch a run at the bell so we can close out main position and just leave runners with the stop loss above break even. And of course, if you want killers like these, just join the TWR team. And these are only me. I have over 30 analysts and algo signal bots pushing that fire every day. Trades like these. Shiner destroying a Netflix call right there. $100 profit. Bishop riding the trail on the downside with Baba. What about TWR trend trades? Meta taking a nice swing trade on Meta for some decent profit. Trade Hunter absolutely killing a crowd trade. You like algos? We have the best. Check out our TWR swing algo. Cool thing about our swing bot is it works with both stocks and options on any platform, usually profitable within 1 to 2 weeks, and you can see it has a profitability marking right there with percentage and how many trades close, and it's designed for the working trader or the swing trader. Now, let me introduce you to the day trader's dream. Our NDX and SPX algo, it goes both long and short, and it trails the market throughout the market days. It is designed with machine learning so that it gets better and better, and it recognizes patterns and trends throughout the market. It also gives you the suggested option trade, and it works with the stocks as well. And you can also utilize it on any big ticket or blue chip stock that's preferred. So QQQ or SPX or SPY, right? Any of the stocks that are moving and shaking and they have the big market cap liquidity, those are good to go with the particular trades and the direction of the trade more often than not. You will only find this type of algo on TWR. $100 to $1,000 per day is possible as a TWR market warrior. So quit wasting that money that's not making bank. Join TWR. The link is in the description. Market news. Top news, Tesla reports 47 rise in sales for its second quarter, but profitability shrinks. So Tesla reported the second quarter earnings on Wednesday that were well above the Wall Street expectations, and stock option traders are ready for the bigger post-earnings move in the history suggests. However, Tesla is notorious for the run into earnings and a dramatic push down after earnings and having some issues with profitability, because that's really what the big money investors want, is that profitability, not the gee whiz, this will be great in the future. They want the nuts and the bolts right now. How much bread do you got currently? And if your bread isn't being able to put on the table, then they don't really want to invest right now. They want you to show them the money now. So we'll see what happens with this. If I had to bet on this, I probably think that Tesla probably takes a little bit of a dump from the absolute power run it's had here recently. And Netflix stock dips on revenue miss despite the addition of 5.9 million subscribers. Now, this will be interesting because these are powerhouse, names that are starting to miss, and we were expecting some of this coming into July. So it'll be interesting to see how this earnings season pulls out, and will we see, a dramatic dip in the market because of earning expectations. So definitely pay attention and stay with a watchful eye for these earnings revenues, specifically as we enter earnings season. And time to go long on Apple, because they might have that AI chatbot up their sleeve. Of course they do, man. Apple is always got something, all these people got all this information, and Apple usually waits. They don't care about being first. Remember, Apple's one of those people that's like, look, you guys can go ahead and be first. You're going to have issues. There's going to be things. We're going to come in behind you with something better once everything is established, and we're going to come in with the luxury line of it that's awesome, and we're going to make our money off of the good stuff. So expect Apple to come out with something that's fantastic here, and it's probably going to dwarf all of these other systems, ChatGPT, Bard, all these other ones, and it'll be fantastic. I can't wait to use it, in fact, since I'm a Apple ecosystem type of guy. Market trends. So your market summary, bullish market, your leader index is IWM, and your hottest sector is real estate. Worst sector is materials, top stock is T, and your worst stock was ASML. Here's your market heat index, and you can kind of see that we kind of had a 50-50 as far as the big ticket cap stocks are concerned, with a lot of sprinkles in between. So it's kind of a mixed day, hoping that we get some more consistency tomorrow with more of a broader rally and continuation. So here's your biggest gainers. And of course, you can tell the ones I'm interested in the yellow box. I'm watching Crowd and CRM. Those are the ones that I'm hoping to have some continuation pops to the upside. Now with the biggest losers, obviously the ones in the yellow, I'm looking for potential rejection and reversals. IBKR, ON, and PUK. Those are the ones that I'm looking for, the bounces from the bottom. Sector rotation, and you're starting to see a breakout in consumer discretionary. So I'm going to provide you the top listings in that particular ETF. There you have it. Those are the names that comprise the top holdings in that consumer discretionary ETF and the reason why it's breaking out. Here's your heat map and sectors. I'd be looking for energy and healthcare, specifically energy. I think energy is about to pop because it's been kind of lagging for a while, and I like XOM and CVX to hit some pops. Here's your calls versus your puts, and we are looking pretty much like about 70-30 to the bearish side of the house. So a lot of people are thinking that we're due for a pullback based off of a huge run up that we've had here recently. Dark pools, and of course, no surprise, SPY, Q, Apple, Microsoft, the leading ones on that particular, section. The top 20 highest IV equity stocks, and why we like high IV is because these are the ones that have the dramatic pushes both to the upside and to the downside. So IV is what gives us the bang for our buck. Here's some unusual options. And what I suggest if you're an options trader, go ahead and pause these sections and look at some of the tickers that you enjoy trading and see what type of unusual options are being utilized. Specifically, if you're a bull or a bear, you want to see where the big money is flowing to, and that may decide on whether you should go long or short, or at least consider the direction of your trade. Again, with the options people, top open interest right here. And of course, you can see the normal names that we see all the time: SPY, Q, Tesla, Apple, Amazon. AMC is starting to creep back up in there as well. NVIDIA and Google. And here's your most active, and one that has my attention is T. And typically you see T as one of those sideways moving type stocks, but you're seeing a lot of volume in this, and T won't be a spectacular push to the upside. You won't see it explode and double, but you could definitely see a $2, maybe even $3 push, and it could get a lot of volume underneath it and could get you a decent trade that is absolutely not that expensive as well, specifically if you want to go shares long. Most volatile, you're seeing a lot of the semiconductors, of course, are still in the volatile sector. Goldman Sachs is interesting because that absolutely got destroyed as far as the financial sector is concerned when they had their little talk about why they suck compared to the other people. So definitely paying attention to Goldman Sachs and specifically their realm inside of the financial market. And so you definitely can also pay attention to XLF if you don't want to get into the individual stock and you just want to kind of follow the overall financial market. XLF is a great tool to watch for the financial sector. Other ones I'm interested in, Now and Netflix. Those are definitely on my radar as well. Any of these that are under $1 definitely have my eye when I'm looking for my penny stock movers and shakers, okay? So if you're under $1 and you got unusual volume, you're definitely something I'm interested in because I'm always down to throw out, for $1,000 on a good penny stock and take it and push, 10 cents, 20 cents and make a decent little flip. Overbought screener, RSI over 70, definitely looking for some cool down on some of these stocks. Now, the only killer here, okay, so typically you'd look for a cool down, but if the fundamentals follow up on the initial push, why it's over the RSI and is considered overbought. If the fundamentals align, then you could get continuation and the gap breakout to the upside can be validated. So just understand that. Now, if the fundamentals don't align, then you can probably most likely bet on the cool down sooner than later. Oversold, and typically, unless it's a crap stock, if you're oversold, sooner than later, you'll be getting a bounce from rejection and you should be getting a little bit of steam, especially in a market that is starting to broaden out and things are starting to make bull runs in more than just the Magnificent Seven stocks. Now, 52-week highs. These are interesting, okay, because you could get continuation, again, just like I was talking about with the RSI 70, if the fundamentals align with the breakout to the 52-week high, okay? You can get your continuation. However, if the fundamentals are kind of wishy-washy, expect that cool down specifically after breaking the 52-week high. You'll probably get a dramatic cool down sooner than later, and you can expect to go probably short on the ones that are wishy-washy with fundamentals. Same idea here. If the fundamentals are sound, they might be just getting beat up a little bit, then go ahead and start looking for your bull entry. Now, I usually like to get my reversals and rejections off of consolidation points. Double, triple bottoms are fantastic. Tower bottoms off of candle patterns are great as well. And if we start to see those consolidation at the bottoms after meeting these 52-week lows, then we go ahead and we start to get the confirmation on the reversal and we go long. Stocks that I like. Okay, so here's how the chart's going to go. Basically, you're going to see three colors: purple, blue, and red. The purple, that's our battle zone, all right? Triggers on the high and the low that give us the idea of continuation to either our high target, which is blue, or our low target, which is red. Definitely got to use these as trigger points and ideas because the volatility of the market can change the landscape in an instant, okay? So very cautious, head on a swivel, and be ready to attack. All right, so let's start off with SPY. Okay, battle zone, of course. We cooled down a little bit going into the end of the market. Definitely we had a nice little run, kind of wicking out at the top. I do still think that we have a good opportunity for the push to the upside. We closed above some of the shorter moving averages, so I'd be looking for a battle zone breach above for continuation to the higher levels. And if we can't hold the battle zone level, then we'll probably look for some short-term plays to the downside. Definitely, if we start to get the overall earnings season cooling with some of the reports, then we'll probably want to start going to the short side of the house because we'll probably see the broad rally cool down to more of a conservative pullback and people getting a little more, less risky with their investing and trading funds that they have available. So, typical Tesla after earnings, a huge run up. It's been on a tear. I would not be surprised if this travels down to go clear the gap that's over there on the left-hand side. And we'll probably look for a short trade on this one, but this will definitely be volatile and we'll see some bouncing up and down. Netflix down a little bit after earnings. I typically don't play this one because premiums are usually pretty juiced on it. I wouldn't mind doing a spread on this, and I would probably be looking for a bounce play off of this. They had a nice run, definitely had a big peak. They came down off of their earnings. However, their earnings were pretty decent, and they have a pretty good moat considering their industry. So I would not think that they would be down for very long considering the type of business they're in and them being king. So I'd be looking for probably some sort of credit spread or, a debit spread to the call side on this particular one. It'd save you a little bit of money. You could get some skin in the game and it would limit your exposure plus your profit and loss as well. Those of you who follow my YouTube videos, you remember when I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, we were down in the 30s. What did I tell you? I told you exactly what was going to happen, man, and we pushed all the way up into the 60s and pulled back. Now, I do see that we're wicking pretty hard up at these higher levels. I'd expect us to probably pull back a little bit. So I do think that cooling down to go test those lower 50s would be probability is high. So I'd be looking for the short play here, but definitely a fantastic trade. And we are way up on this one. And I don't see us losing steam anytime soon, except for a nice healthy pullback to go retest some of those lower levels. American Airlines looks pretty good for a continuation pop to the upside. We're starting to form a decent little cup. Now, typically you would see a little bit of a pullback after we breach the higher level so that we can form the handle and then you get your strong push breakout. So I am looking for this to kind of fluctuate a little bit, but I do see this pumping out, and I would not be surprised if we peak and go test those 20s into possibly 22. TWR free trade alert. So we want to be careful with this one because this is notorious for strong pullbacks after strong moves, but giving ourselves some time, pushing out until September 15th. I do like the $20 call here. It's decently priced, has the volume, and our delta to theta ratio is very nice. So I do feel that this would be a decent bang for your buck and a good risk versus reward call, specifically if we get the continued confirmation after the cup is formed of the breakout to the upside. If we fail, this would not be a bad option either. Again, pushing out into September 15th, the $17 put, another one, not quite as much volume, but still delta to theta ratio, very nice, decently priced. And this would be probably in the range of a nice pullback off of some cool down that this stock typically would see after failing at some resistance. Another one that's moving pretty good is UAL. Now, UAL definitely has a strong push, and this could be a little too much too soon, but UAL likes to move, and if it can hold this level here, it could definitely breach that 57 and push into the 60s. So definitely keep this one in your radar as well, and some of the other airlines, DAL and LUV and some of those as well. But I like the AAL trade more because it's better priced. I'll be watching Apple specifically because with the Apple pushing out their AI chat box, I'm an Apple guy. I'm into the Apple ecosystem. I believe in Apple. I think they have something going for them, and they pulled back into a previous consolidation zone, which I do like. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Apple breaks this zone here and goes retest the bottom of the consolidation zone. I would not be surprised, pushing the bottom of the 192, maybe even 190 down there by the 50-day moving average. But I don't think that people are going to give up on Apple. I think Apple is still one of those stocks that people believe in it, especially now that they got the AI buzz. People are like, of course they do. And they're going to probably start flooding into it after a healthy pullback. This is one to watch. It doesn't move on as much volume, but DFS, now this is Discover Financial, so the credit card Discover. If you look at this chart right here, this is the typical W that you see, and it's the push to the upside with a flag. Of course, it was looking ripe for the break to the downside, and they did. Okay, they tanked on earnings. All right, they had some issues that went all the way back to like 2006, 2007. However, that pushed them down from like the 122s all the way to 105. And I think that people will find that as a buying opportunity because that's right at the level where you see the middle point of that W. And what I think will happen is even if we go a little bit lower to the 100 area, maybe even into the 90s, I think that we push up and gain some of the loss back. So I'd be looking for a long trade here. And particularly, I think when you open up at the bell, you're going to be surprised that some of the call options are going to be fairly cheaply priced. So look for those. Give yourself some time. I'll alert, of course, as always, if I get into the trade. But definitely, I'll be looking for a long trade here. I think if we give ourselves some time and keep it at the money, in the money as much as possible and get a decent trade, we can make some money off of this one. And finally, Snap. You guys know I'm a Snap lover, guys. I'm all about shares. Anything under 15 bucks, I'm like, load the boat, okay? So I've been buying Snap since it's been under $10, guys. So anytime you get an opportunity on a pullback, I'm always suggesting to buy some Snap shares. I think that they have a future specifically in this virtual reality and augmented reality space with the artificial intelligence, community, stuff like this. So don't give up on Snap. It's definitely volatile. It moves around a little bit. I do think that we're kind of flagging here. We're at the bottom part of their range, and I think that we could potentially get the rejection from here and probably spike and pop out of here, maybe even see $15, $16. So just keep this one on your radar. Upcoming products and services. We cover it all at Traders War Room, whether you're looking for stocks, options, futures, Forex, crypto, or even sports betting, or you want real-time alerts, live trading, algo signals, or even if you just want to be part of a community of like-minded investors to grow, learn, and share together as a team. Something for everyone, every budget, and every style. Join TWR today and trade with the bulls. All right, so we just opened up the next TWR Levels Lady Sunday training. We're going to hold this on 23 July at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to cost you $50. Now, normally I keep this for TWR Premium members only. However, if you want into this training and you're like, look, I don't get on the social media platforms, but I still want to learn how to effectively trade and read charts and get some great information so that I can make some money, go ahead and send me an email. Send it to this address right here, traderswarroom@gmail.com. Put in the subject line, ladies class, and I'll go ahead and give you the information and get you spun up on it. Okay, you can pay me, I'll send you the link, and we'll get you taken care of. All right, I want to open this up to as many people as possible and get them the training that they want. Now, if you don't want to just get one class and you want to get them all, not an issue. Boom, save yourself $50 and get all of the classes that we have in July. Okay, there's a total of 5 of them that's going to happen. We still got 2 more coming up, and we've had 3 thus far. So if you want all 5 classes in July, and by the way, you get the recordings. Okay, so it's not just a one and done and you got to take your notes in a notebook. Okay, you get the recording so that you have it for historical purposes so that we don't forget about you. All right, definitely worth your time. Okay, get all the classes, save yourself $50 and hit that one up. Same rule applies. If you're not part of social media, you're not on Discord, and you want to get the training, you want to make some money, you want to learn how to be a better and more effective trader, hit me up at that email and I'll get you taken care of. Don't forget about our class on 22 July at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. TWR Shiner is going to teach you how to utilize level 2 stock data to catch the big money reversals. Guys, everybody has seen this type of data on their trading platforms, but not everyone knows how to utilize it, and far fewer actually know how to utilize it correctly. Shiner, with 37 years of experience, is going to teach you guys the ins and the outs and how to utilize this data, what to look for, and absolutely destroy the market and catch these big money reversals. So this is a must-have class, specifically if you're about your money, you're truly wanting to grow, learn, and share and become a professional or a better, more experienced trader and investor. This class is for you. So sign up at traderswarroom.com/upcoming classes. Again, 22 July, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, $15 gets you a seat, and all purchases get the recorded copy, and I will see you there. And this class is going to happen on Saturday because we have Levels Lady training happening on Sunday. And with that said, guys, check out our historical classes because we have something for everyone on our historical classes page. Whether you're liking charting, you want indicators, you want classes that give you risk management, we truly have a class specifically for everyone, every style, and every type of budget. So go to traderswarroom.com/historical classes and check out our repository, and I guarantee you there is a plethora of great classes and great knowledge right there at your fingertips so that you can learn how to be a better trader, a better investor, and how to make a ton of money. Traders War Room is your one-stop shop. Try our TWR one-to-one mentoring. Does the market have you feeling like this, or wanting to rip your hair out while you watch your account dwindle? If that's you, then Traders War Room has you covered. Our one-to-ones focus on you as a trader or investor. The Zoom session connects you with a TWR professional. Whether we're covering charts, developing a plan of attack, or being strategic and deep diving on the how, why, and execution of trade plans, TWR one-to-ones will give you the confidence to attack, conquer, destroy, and make the market bend the knee in 2023. Join TWR and bow to no one. Book your session today. The link is in the description or on the website at traderswarroom.com. Let's go to war. The market is our war zone and stocks are the battle. Join TWR and let's go to war.